It's another beautiful morning. You are welcome to this edition of Dialogue Box, and we are thankful. We know that we are moving forward, we are making progress, and don't forget that in our quest for all that we want to achieve in life, even when you encounter failure, failure is not an end in itself, it's a means to an end. So you take advantage of it, encourage yourself, and move on. That is the journey of life. So we are always on the upward and forward motion. You are welcome to this morning's edition of Dialogue Box once more, and we'll be talking about the Nigerian anti-corruption war, and looking at the Ibrahim Magu, but from the angle of if a man like Ibrahim Magu is still having issues with investigations into corruption allegations. So what is the way forward for the federal government at this time? So if you think you have a solution in mind and you think you can also make the right suggestions that will take the nation in the to take us forward, move us forward in the way that we should go as a nation, you can send in your comments, your suggestions, and we also have our phone numbers on the screen. Before we move on, let's not forget that we still have other issues in different parts of the nation. So we'll just give you some news updates. We have from Plateau State that the committee the Governor Simon Lalong has set up for the anti-COVID-19, that's the coronavirus scourge. They have come up with an antidote, and they call it a curative antidote for the COVID-19 virus. So that's good news coming from Plateau State for the COVID-19 pandemic. Then we have the Nigerian professor who is saying that COVID-19 does not exist. So that's still an unfolding story. That's Professor Cyril Otoikian of Novena University in Delta State. He has challenged the Nigerian government that the virus does not really exist. So he will give more updates as more investigations are carried out into what he is saying, because he does not just want to be to sound as if he's just talking, but he wants the government to look into what he's saying. So he's saying that the COVID-19 does not exist, and the government should give scientific facts to back the existence of the COVID-19 pandemic. Then moving on, we have the Minister of Labor and Productivity, Dr. Chris Ngige, that has apologized to the National Assembly over the clash with the ministry, that's with the National Assembly, on the 774,000 jobs that are to be provided for Nigerians between the month of October and December. So whatever has led to that clash, the minister has apologized, and that's a good one coming from the Ministry of Labor and Productivity. Then the Minister of State for Labor and Productivity, Festus Keyamo, is also asking that he doesn't want to be sidelined in the execution of the project that has come this far. So we believe that the ministry should carry everybody along, and even the National Assembly, in their quest to see to the balance and the effective execution of the project, should not sideline the Minister of State for Labor and Productivity. Then, following the ongoing investigation into the Ibrahim Magu case, the federal government has finally or fully suspended him as the EFCC chairman, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission chairman. So that has taken effect from yesterday, Tuesday. Then the Senate has passed a bill to make the tenure of the Inspector General of Police to be a single 4-year tenure. That's a new bill coming from the Nigerian Senate. Then in another development, we have it that the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, is asking the Lagos State government and the Ogun State government to reopen worship centers. And they believe that if all other places where people go to, the marketplaces, the shopping malls, the banks, and everywhere, if everywhere is open to a large extent, the worship centers should not be left out. So the CAN, Christian Association of Nigeria, is calling out to the Lagos State government and the Ogun State government to revisit the directives they gave in that direction. Then the federal government is to shut the third mainland bridge in Lagos from July 24th for repairs. the Federal Controller of Works in Lagos State, Olukayode Popola, said plans are on ground to work out effective traffic management for the period of the repairs. There are some feedback reaching us that the repairs might take almost 6 months, but no official duration has been given yet. But whatever plans the federal government have, they should all ensure, work towards effective traffic management within the period so that Lagos will not become like another lockdown due to traffic. So that's a good one coming from the federal government, but there should be a balance in traffic management. Then the Lagos State is also launching job creation initiatives for youth. More details will emerge in this, but for now, it's in collaboration with 8 based tertiary institutions in the state for entrepreneurial skills, acquisition programs, and digital skills required for the workplace. So what they are doing, is to get these young people ready that as they graduate from their schools, their tertiary institutions, everyone should have a sense of being able to create a job, not just waiting for a white-collar job from somewhere. All right, so with that in mind, we know that several more facts are out there, but these are some of the basic ones we believe are in line with what we are talking about in Blossom Nigeria, and also telling ourselves that the government is making progress, but where they are not doing well enough, we will also stand up and say that the government needs to work more on improving whatever it is that we believe they have not done so well. So you can always call in and send in your comments. And don't forget, like we said today, we are talking about the Ibrahim Magu and the anti-corruption war in Nigeria. Ibrahim Magu and the anti-corruption war in Nigeria. So from an earlier report on his management of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, in November 2019, Ibrahim Magu, the suspended EFCC chairman, has been detained for investigations, and he was quoted to have been very confident in his usual manner, and he exhibited so much confidence that when he started his narrative on his mission to ferret out corrupt people whose activities have run Nigeria's economy down, he sounded so, very confident and purposeful. So Nigerians are wondering what happened, because he assured Nigerians that he would remain focused in the fight against corruption and pleaded with Nigerians to join hands in a collective effort to rid Nigeria of the menace. So what happened that led to him now being investigated for corruption that he is supposed to check? So we are asking what went wrong. We are asking that the system swallow him up. And we're also asking that, is he a victim of power play? And what should the president learn? What lessons should the president learn from this in his search for another EFCC boss? So we have these questions that we must answer this morning. What exactly is the challenge, the problem here? Is it a system problem that anybody that gets into that exalted office of being let's use the word, the head man or the headmaster, if we are to use that word, of the EFCC, ends up being swallowed up even in the corruption that he or she is supposed to check? So what is the issue here? We would like you to send in your comments. We would like you to also call us and let us know what you think about this and what the government should look out for in the search for the appointment of another EFCC chairman, because we don't think is a good image for the Nigerian government having issues with the corruption that they are supposed to be fighting. When we talk about having issues, we are looking at it from the angle of the men or the people you are putting in charge to spearhead this campaign, this fight against corruption, end up being swallowed up in the fight against the corruption that they are supposed to be checking. So what exactly is the issue here? So send us your comments and let's talk about this, because we need to work out a quick solution, even though we know that Nigeria has been enmeshed in so many corruption cases everywhere, and some people believe that Nigeria can never come out of this corruption scourge. They will believe that no, just like what we told you about today's thought for today, where we believe that failure is not an end in itself, but failure is a means to an end. And we say that with these facts in mind, you should be able to work out the necessary solutions, because it is not over until you say it is over. So we have to continue in our quest for the right individuals, the review of the system, and working towards having a balanced structure that, in quote, will not even become a challenge to those who are supposed to man these institutions or these organizations. So what do you think is the way forward for our nation right now? Send in your thoughts, send in your comments. You can call us on 090-5252-5107. 090-5252-5107. So we have several comments coming in already. We have an analyst, Mr. Godwin Abana, who is a known political analyst that will be calling us, and he will also send us his thoughts on this. Don't forget, we are looking at the way forward, even though we know that this is a trending case right now. But apart from the trendy nature of what we are talking about, it is the fact that we are looking at how to work out a solution for this. What went wrong? Did the system swallow him up? Is he a victim of power play? So while we are working on this, just to give you some brief background of the corruption war in Nigeria, this EFCC, that's the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, was actually set up in the administration of Olusegun Obasanjo, and a lot has been put into making this institution to have a form of, looking very transparent, sincere in their motives, though some other people believe that it might also be a political tool, because we have cases where some analysts are of the opinion that they are selective in those that are being prosecuted. So for those who are in the ruling party, a lot of them have not really been given the necessary attention when it comes to, even though different calls are coming in that these guys have some pending corruption cases to answer, they believe that the EFCC has not done enough. So we have a call coming in right now. Let's take it. Hello? 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 Good morning. You are welcome to Dialogue Box on Blossom Nigeria. Can you hear me? Okay, so we are talking about the Ibrahim Magu case and the anti-corruption war in Nigeria. So what is the way forward? First of all, what do you think went wrong in this matter? Because this was a man that was supposed to be very, very transparent, sincere in his motives, and all of a sudden we are hearing that he's being investigated for corruption. So what do you think went wrong, and what should be the way forward? Okay, maybe you make it louder from your end. We don't seem to be hearing you too well. Okay, continue now. Let's hear you.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, but the volume is still a bit low. Okay, sorry, sir. If you don't mind, maybe you just call back in a minute or two. Let's try and see if we can work on increasing the volume. Thank you so much. All right, so as we're saying, these are institutions that have been set up by the federal government with the mindset that even though Nigeria has a lot, when we say a lot of corruption cases, a lot of corruption allegations, the leadership system is even popularly, called a corrupt system, because most people believe that most leaders in the public institutions are not doing well enough to handle and tackle corruption. And a lot of them are even being, swallowed up in the corruption that they are supposed to be checking. So let's get some comments from this. We have from Joy Chinedu Samuel, well done, Blossom Nigeria. Thank you. Then good morning, Blossom Nigeria, coming from Grace Emmanuel. She says, always accurate, talking trends. I'm always glad to be here. What is your take on the anti-corruption war? Is it something that Nigeria should just put aside and say corruption has taken over, so let's just leave everything like that? Or you think the government can still do something and Nigerians can even have a change of mindset? Don't forget that if we as individuals make up our minds not to encourage corruption, the system can actually have some sense of, everywhere can be balanced. We don't have too much of it in one sector or in another sector. Because when the people are also encouraging the corruption in itself, it becomes like some have called a monster that has come up to swallow up Nigeria, but we cannot allow that. And that is why we are here. So whatever be the issue here, we need to strengthen our legal systems to work on prosecuting cases with speedy judgments. And if a man or woman is seen to be corrupt, such cases should be given fair hearing, the necessary approvals and everything, so that people will not think that some cases are being quenched, some cases are being swept under the carpet, and some are actually being deleted from the file. That will not be a good one. So our legal systems need to be stronger, need to have more of fair hearing, and they need to be known for the right standards, promoting the right standards in whatever case that it is that they are handling. So we have more of such coming up, but we'd like you to send in your comments. For Ibrahim Magu, who is supposed to be a man handling the anti-corruption institution, is now being investigated for corruption. Is even an irony in itself. It should not be so, but even if it is, what happened? Do you think is a system that is maybe he's being persecuted for one thing or the other, a victim of power play, or you see it as just mere politics, or you think he actually needs to answer for his deeds? And if that is the case, what should be the way forward for the federal government in choosing another EFCC chairman, so that we will not have a repeat of this again and again? So send us your thoughts and your comments. Another call is coming in right now. Can we improve on the sound? Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Please, this is Dialogue Box on Blossom Nigeria. Who is calling, please? Who is on the line? Okay, you are welcome, sir.
What did you say, pardon?
I said you are welcome to Dialogue Box on Blossom Nigeria.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we have already introduced you as a political analyst that will be joining us this morning. So thank you so much, and sorry about the initial sound issue. So, sir, we have been talking about Ibrahim Magu and the anti-corruption war in Nigeria. So we believe that quite a lot, talking about our integrity is at stake right now. So what do you think should be the way forward, and what led to this kind of matter that is being handled at this level right now? So we'll need your opinion, sir.
Well, what is happening now is what actually should have happened a long time ago. Even the successive chairman of the EFCC had similar issues of corruption hanging around their neck. For Magu, there are several allegations. I think it was 20 count charges against him.
Okay.
And these charges are very big, they are very weighty, and think it's under investigation. We ought not to continue as chairman. So
okay.
The suspension is actually
in line.
Correct. It's actually in line with best practices.
Okay.
There are 7 weighty allegations leveled against him. One is that Magu is occupying where he's living right now. He rented it for 40 million naira
okay.
and 20 million naira pay 20 million naira per annum. For a questionable, he pays this amount to a questionable businessman.
Okay.
And two, the EFCC board punished his residence at the cost of 43 million naira.
Wow.
And the cost was awarded to the same questionable man. Number three, Magu constantly embarked on official private use.
Okay.
In company of corrupt folks who are currently being investigated.
Okay.
Number four, the EFCC board flies first class and private jet.
Okay.
Questionable businessmen. Number five, on the 24th of June 2016, Magu flew Emirates Airline first class to Saudi Arabia to perform letter at the cost of 2.9 million naira.
Wow.
This is in spite of Buhari's directive to all public servants to fly economy.
Okay.
Number six, he allegedly transfers funds abroad through that is third party.
Okay.
Number seven, he's been found guilty of action prejudicial to state security, withholding of EFCC files, sabotage and unauthorized removal of EFCC files.
Okay.
So all these allegations are contained in the DSS report. You know? So, you see, someone that is occupying this sensitive position ought not to have committed these alleged infractions. And he's a member of the Nigerian police force.
Okay.
So I think his suspension is great. They took the right step in the direction by suspending him, and the investigation is still ongoing. And I would like to say, if he's found guilty, the federal government should not waste time in dispensing justice.
Okay.
How can you be an anti-corruption officer when at the same time you are hobnobbing with the corrupt? You are sending people to jail, but there are certain people that are untouchables that you are, conniving with to carry out the various acts.
Okay.
In fact, the issue of transferring money abroad is also very, very negative, and an anti-corruption board ought not to have engaged in such. So we should be able to see people like Magu in prison for what they have done.
Okay.
You know. And again, going forward, for me, I think that the president should stop appointing EFCC chairman from the Nigerian police force.
You take that again. Take that again.
We've always had issues with.
Can you hear me?
EFCC bosses that are from Nigerian police force extraction.
Okay.
We saw what happened with Nuhu Ribadu. They came up with allegations against him. He was sent back to Kuru Police Training School, and that was how, we stopped hearing about him. Then Farida Waziri. Allegation was leveled against her, and she ingloriously left. Then there are several others, Lamode, and so on. Now it is Magu, all of them from the same institution. So when you go into a forest and you see the dead body of two Nzabed, it shows that what kills the Nzabed is in that forest. So for me, I think that the EFCC chairman should not custom the Nigerian police force. They should look for independent, people that have proven to have integrity, and they've served in public institutions for a long time without any controversy surrounding them. That people should be appointed as EFCC chairman. We can see what is happening in the Nigerian Customs Service. Hamid Ali, yes, though he retired from the army, but he's known to be an anti-corruption Caesar. And up to today, I don't think he's been accused of any form of corruption. So we still have people like that should be able to lead the EFCC very well.
All right. Thank you so much. Before we let you go, you have given us a very strong assurance that the federal government can actually win the war against corruption. Now, you are suggesting, if I heard you very well, that the federal government should stop appointing EFCC chairmen from the police force.
Yes.
Okay, so that means they should look out for more individuals, maybe in the private sector, even in the public sector, that have handled public finance very well. And you gave us the custom boss as one of those kind of candidates. But apart from that, do you think we have enough in the public service to really give us outstanding qualities that the government can really see and appoint as EFCC chairman?
Well, they may not drop someone that is still in service.
Okay.
What I'm suggesting, someone that has retired that is still agile, like Hamid Ali.
Okay.
He's retired, but he's still very agile, and he has a vision for the Nigerian Customs Service. People of impeccable character with integrity. And again, it shouldn't just be a one-man kind of arrangement leading such a commission. There should be something like a constituted board,
okay,
made up of people of impeccable character and integrity, where they will sit over some of these critical cases and pursue it to its logical conclusion.
Okay.
Such that when a member of the body or that board tries to compromise, there will be people around to say no or to raise a red flag. And when we have such a situation, everybody will be on their toes.
On their
Somebody
toes.
would like to derail the vision.
Okay.
That's what I think.
All right,
Yes.
so then a final one. That means the government can set up an agency that will actually act as maybe to provide some checks and balances on institutions like the EFCC, so that they will not just be so independent and nobody is checking them at the end of the day.
There is no need for an agency to be set up.
Okay.
We already have a DSS.
Okay.
We know that the DSS has been playing to the gallery for a very long time. This is one of the responsibilities of the DSS. The DSS is vested with the responsibility of also investigating public officers, not just private individuals, but public officers and everything that has to do with the security of the country, including the case of Magu, which involves taking away funds in foreign countries.
Okay.
But thank God they are living up to their billing, and I hope it's not just a political move to remove Magu.
All right.
But they should also continue in this line with other public officers. Come to think of it, Dora Akunyele once headed the NAFDAC, late Dora Akunyele. Nobody accused her of any infraction. Mm-hmm. And she was able to reposition that sector. Then you look at, that is during her own time, then look at Titi Abubakar. When she was the first lady, she was able to establish NAFTI. And up till today, NAFTI is still an institution in the federal government. It's now a federal institution.
Okay.
We have track records of people that did well with the organization that was entrusted into their hands.
Okay.
So we expect people of impeccable character to also handle the EFCC and the ICPC, especially when the main agenda of the president is to fight corruption.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Godwin Abana. That was really sorry, Nnamdi Abana, sorry. So thank you so much. An enlightening session with you, and we believe that these suggestions you made can be implemented by the federal government, and they can do the right thing to contain this scourge and also work towards a more productive future for the Nigerian people. Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. Okay, so this has been a very wonderful dialogue box edition, because it's been more reaction. What do you think? What is the way forward? And how can the government handle a matter like this in times like this, so that somebody like Ibrahim Magu will not just be a victim of power play. He will not just be somebody who is being persecuted for one thing or the other, but we know that he's actually being investigated for whatever
Hello, ma.
the allegations.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. We're about to round off now. You didn't even allow me to land. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, good morning. This is BlossomNigeria, right?
Yeah, dialogue box on BlossomNigeria.
Yes, this is Xavier, and I'm calling from Ikeja, Lagos.
Okay, you're welcome. What's your contribution? A quick one.
Okay, ma. My contribution is that the reason.
Can you hear me?
Have not been winning cases is that I feel that it's my opinion that they have been collecting bribes. Because, okay, tell me, have the EFCC sent anybody to jail? No. Have the EFCC punished anybody? No. So I just feel that they have been collecting bribes. That is why they have not been winning cases on corruption.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Hello?
Hello, I heard you.
Okay, so thank you, ma. That's my contribution.
Wow.
Thank
So,
you, ma.
in other words, they should stop collecting bribe.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for calling from Ikeja, Lagos. All right. So, before we move on, we'll take a few more reactions here. We have...
Hello. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. We have another call. This is Christian Etemike calling in. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. You are welcome to BlossomNigeria. Actually, this is Dialogue Box. So what's your take on the Ibrahim Magu case?
Yeah, okay. Thank you. It's my first time calling.
All right.
First, I want to thank you for the great work you are doing.
Thank you so much.
I know we achieve a lot.
Yes, yes.
On the Magu issue, the head of the EFCC has been a banana peel for everybody that goes there. apart from no rebuttal that left there, and he left there with a war.
Yeah, some controversies.
He's the only surviving. He's the only one that his political career is still surviving. Of all the chairmen that left there, the others have vanished into thin air because of one allegation or the other. But I want to respond to Namdi's contribution.
Okay.
He said it's because the president is looking at the police force.
In appointing chairman.
So, yes, to an extent, he is a little correct. Because it was when EFCC was merged with the police that all the problems started. EFCC was, if you go there with the kids, you get results. Since they merged them with the police force, there's been one problem or the other.
Okay.
But I want to ask Nnamdi that all the politicians we have in Nigeria, they are not policemen. All the ministers, they are not policemen. All the governors are not policemen. But you can hardly find one that has no allegation against him.
Okay. So if that is...
What was Magu's track record before he came to EFCC? What was his record before he came to EFCC? Was he free of any corruption? Was he on the president's appointments are suspect? Doesn't he appoint anybody because the person can do the job? He appoints people because they are from certain parts of the country.
Oh, you think that is the problem here?
Of course. You watch out who will be appointed again. If another person that does not have a clean record. The same problem we have. But it's not because Magu is from the police force. What I'm saying is that the pool from which the president is speaking from is already corrupt. Whether he's a politician, whether he's a party member, whether he's from the police force, they are all corrupt. Okay, so what should be the way forward from your own view? The way forward is to look for a Dora Kunjili.
Okay, so how should the government, how do you think the government should go about that now? So give the government a very quick, let's call it a quick, some pointers that will help the government achieve that.
Yeah, we know. If you appoint someone like Ibrahim Magu to that office,
yeah,
I don't think his hands will be soiled.
Okay.
So it's people like that we should prefer. It's people like that we should say, okay, pick this person. The military heads of state, they didn't have any any experience in administration, yet they became heads of state.
Mm-hmm.
So it does not have to be a policeman, does not have to even have a track record of fighting crime. It's just honesty. The way Akunyele was picked to go and do this job. And she did it excellently.
Yes.
So we have Nigerians with a track record of zero tolerance for corruption.
For corruption.
Those who cannot be bought. Men and women. We have them.
Okay.
So the president, it doesn't have to look far. It doesn't have to be a party member. That's the problem. It doesn't have to be a party member. It doesn't have to be from the APC. It doesn't have to be from PDP.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be from the northern part of the country.
Yeah.
They should pick someone whom they know cannot be bought.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Christian, for calling in. That was really a very nice one for the government to quickly imbibe. All right, this has been a very interesting session, talking with every one of us, and quite a number of comments that we have here. I don't know how many we can take right now before we start rounding off, but let me just take one or two before we do that. Says Joy Chinedu Samuel says, how can the head of EFCC be suspended because of corruption? That is really very funny. This is the organization formed to look into corruption issues and people prosecuted. If he's being suspended and investigated, it means the whole system is corrupt. So what's the way forward? She says, in fact, they should give way for the younger generation to rule. The whole system is really corrupt. It's really a shame. So shameful that those that are supposed to be fighting corruption are now, maybe she's trying to say, are now the ones that are corrupt. Then Grace Emmanuel C has a point. She says, I believe anything is possible. Nigeria can break free from corruption. However, it will take a determined government, maybe a strict, honest, militant, because it seems like it has been instilled into our subconscious, like is our default way of thinking. We need a revolutionary government to finish off that, to flush off that mentality. All right, more comments have been coming in, so we are still on our Facebook page. You can send in your comments, your thoughts, and your opinions. And our website, you can visit our website on www.BlossomNigeria.com. So like we have heard from Nnamdi Abana telling us that apart from all the allegations laid against the EFCC boss, that he believes that the federal government should not appoint EFCC chairmen from the police force anymore, because a lot of them seem to have this corruption scandal around that police force, and even the government needs to still work on the police force to clean it and give it a better public image as it is right now. But Christian believes that no, it's not just about the police force, because it's like the government is withdrawing from a pool of corrupt officials. So he thinks that the government should look for individuals who have zero tolerance for corruption, like he mentioned Dora Konyili and Ben Bruce and some other individuals like that. Then several more comments that are coming in. So whatever it is you think, we believe, just like analysts have said this morning, the government can actually tackle this. And like Christian said, it doesn't have to be from a particular region or tribe. Let's look beyond tribe at this point, or region, and see how to work on cleaning up the system, our subconscious, our mentality, and give no room for corruption. And when we say we are fighting corruption, fight it indeed. It should not be about selective justice, but let's give it all it takes, because we believe that Nigeria can actually be better. But it takes the resolution of everyone, the government, individuals, everyone out there. Thank you so much for staying with us on our edition of Dialogue Box. Tomorrow we'll be here, and on Friday we are preparing for Let's Talk Presidency. So who is your the individual that you are nominating? We have several, but let's look at more, so you can tell us who you think can be considered for the 2023 presidency. That will be on Friday. So we'll continue tomorrow, and we know that you'll be with us. Do have a wonderful day and blossom, and I believe in the Nigerian dream.